birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. Kent. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
Well,
sir.
thank you.
75 years young, my friend.
He didn't bring me anything.
Well, I brought
What'd
you
you
a beautiful
sing? A song.
It's worth $1 million, isn't it?
Well, I'll cash that in.
Yes, right. John Kent, happy birthday, sir.
Hey, let me tell you, I didn't tell you about the best card I got. Was from my nephew in Michigan, my wife's sister's youngest boy. Sent me a card, and it said on the front, National Treasure, you know. And opened it up, and inside were 3 $1 bills. He said, Uncle Johnny, here is you a year's supply of cone dip ice cream cones from Dairy Queen at 1942 prices.
Is that right?
So we went to Dairy Queen with his money,
Yes, sir.
bought a cone, held it up. My daughter took a picture of it, put it on Facebook,
Wow.
said, Lynn, I'm already out of money.
You didn't get the ice cream cone at the 42 price.
No, I didn't.
42 price.
They were
but it was a
nickel.
good price.
They were
wasn't it?
nickel back then.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
figured
sir.
up. You could
That's
have,
fantastic.
yeah, you bet.
You had a big surprise on your birthday, did you not, sir?
They gave me a surprise party. Completely pulled the wool over old John's eyes. I'm hard to fool.
Yes, sir.
But I told him that everybody at church that was in on it was just lying through their teeth. I told them they were going to burn in hell.
Yes, sir.
I said, oh, no, we didn't lie to you. We just didn't tell you what we were doing, see?
There's a difference between telling a lie and not telling it all. You know, sometimes you just don't tell it all.
That's right. Well,
Don't tell it all, brother. I would have told that.
They were going to save me a place at Mazzio's.
Right.
Friends were. They didn't say when they were going to save me a place. You know? My wife said she had to change her shoes and go home, and she had on sandals, and her feet hurt. I said, what? Well, her feet always hurt, so, you know, that's it. Everybody was in on it.
Yes, sir. Surprise birthdays are generally are not surprises because somehow along the way somebody will normally come up to you and say, I'll be at your surprise birthday party Saturday.
yeah.
I'll be at the surprise party.
Yeah, right.
What?
What
What surprise
party?
party?
Where?
Yes, sir.
When?
But you were genuinely surprised.
Oh, yeah.
Good deal.
You bet.
Good deal.
So.
75 years. That's
Yeah. And it was on the day of the eclipse, folks. I had a T-shirt. If I hadn't thought about it this morning, I'd have brought that and wore it. You know, it
You
said,
should have.
my birthday is on the day of the total eclipse in 2017. Is that what this is? 17?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Right. It's
Well, I'm
2017.
75. I'm not supposed to remember anymore.
Well, when you get our age, that happens. You know, sometimes we forget. But
Let's see. Who are you?
yes, right. Dr. Johnson. Dr. Johnson.
He's not my doctor, folks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, John Kent's Firestone, 75 years, but you haven't been in business for 75 years.
Yeah,
You've personally been here, but
about 56. Yeah.
not bad, huh?
Well, I couldn't start at the beginning. See.
well, it'd
I
been
was a
hard.
little young for that.
It'd been real difficult for you to be
My parents were farmers at that time, down at Sulphur Rock.
Sulphur Rock, Arkansas.
That's right, uh-huh.
Sulphur Rock, Arkansas.
But anyway, everything.
What's going on in the business of fixing automobiles and taking care of folks and putting tires on cars? And I guess you guys are
We
just
plan on being here tomorrow.
going to be
Yeah,
here.
Yeah.
Going to be here.
And we've still got this special going on. Step back, David. Look here. Look at that big $100 there on Bridgestone pasture light truck tires. You get $70 automatically, but with one of our Bridgestone Firestone card, you get an extra 30, which brings it up to 100.
$100.
There's some of the tires I'm selling right now. That's like getting a free tire.
It is.
And it really works because you get the card back in about, well, they say 4 to 6 weeks, but last month we had the deal on the Firestone, and I bought a set for my wife's car. I got the card in about 2 weeks, so
Right.
it really comes in. I've never had but one customer in all the years with those programs where they said they didn't get the card, see. So we got on the phone, got the card for them. A lot of those mail-in rebates you don't ever see.
Right, yeah. You mail it in and you keep waiting on the mail. Mail never delivers.
That's right.
But you get them from Kent's Firestone, at least from, you know, on like you say, one in, and I know you've done hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds.
Yeah, that's
of
right.
them,
You
for
bet.
sure.
So, it's a good deal. You can get your car ready for winter because winter's going
Sure.
to come.
Gonna be here, isn't it?
Yeah, and maybe for wet driving because wet driving's coming. This blasted hurricane that wiped out Houston
Yeah, terrible.
I've got a little cough. Excuse me, folks. But it's coming this way.
It is.
And so even though we won't have any ice or snow off of that, we may have some pretty heavy rains.
Going to get some rain here this week.
At least we won't have 4 feet of rain like they've had down there. So
pretty tragic deal that went on in Houston.
But I'll say this, there'll be efforts going for some time to help those folks, so people pay attention to that, get involved in your community. They're loading 2 big trucks here in Batesville right now.
Absolutely. Saw them just looking.
They're probably doing the same thing in Newport.
They are.
All over this country. So those folks are in need.
So tell me a little bit about, you talk about the tires, you talk about the weather, and you talk about, and you come upon winter driving and servicing automobiles, winter time, in all fairness, it's not too early to start checking antifreezes and things, because I mean, that time's coming.
Get it ready.
It's coming. You might as well get your car ready.
That's right. And you know, when the winter weather comes, it gets real cold, that oil needs to be fresh.
Right, yeah.
Because it makes that engine harder to start. Doesn't circulate as well, so it needs to be the right viscosity to run through those ports to keep everything lubricated just like it does here in the warm summertime.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, when you talk about heat of the summer, cold of the winter, it is tough on an automobile. Very tough. I mean, the wear and the tear, and it's just a little bit different that time. But Johnny Kent, Bobby Kent, the Kent brothers, Firestone to the rescue to take care of all your automobile needs.
Whatever you need, from the back of the bumper to the front of the bumper, we can take care of most anything that you need done. If we don't do that kind of work, we have local people we recommend.
Sure.
To send you to and get it done right.
Yes, sir.
Get it done right. But it's really important that you do the preventive maintenance. After you buy that set of tires.
Got to buy
it's
this
really
set of tires.
Important.
Did we get a good shot of that? Get a good shot of the tire?
It's really important that you keep them rotated.
What does rotating tires do? Explain that to you. People may say, well, why do I need to rotate a tire?
See, with the front wheel drive cars, that puts a lot of extra strain on them.
Okay.
And they wear faster on the front now than they do on the back.
Okay.
So you need to keep that back there, get those back ones up so that you get a good even wear over the life of the set of tires.
Okay.
It's almost, if not daily, weekly, somebody will come in here, I've got to have some tires, look at my front tire. Backs will still be, how often did you rotate? Well, I've never rotated them, you know.
You need to.
I say, well, we do that for free, you know, because we don't want you coming back in 20,000 miles and saying, well, my tire, you're bad tires.
Bad tires.
Bad tires, you know.
Bad tires. You're bad tires. Yes,
That's
sir.
right. That's right.
Yes, sir. But I mean, it's a simple answer that, you know, the front wheel drive, the wear and tear on the front is more than on the rear. And so therefore, if you swap them out, you'll get less wear and tear on those and it kind of evens out. So that's why tires last longer.
That's right. And that's why you change your oil regularly.
Let me ask you, oil change too, but I want to ask you, from when you first got into the business several years ago, 50 plus years ago, quality of tire a little different today than what we had many, many years ago. They last a little longer, am I correct on this?
A lot longer.
Yeah, a lot longer.
You know, a lot of people were happy they got 10,000 miles out of a set of tires.
Right, yeah.
And now they're unhappy if they don't get 60, 70,000 miles out of a set of tires.
That's something.
And a lot of the product doesn't cost a whole lot more now than it did way back then.
Isn't that something?
So, and the quality is so much better.
Yeah.
It's so much better.
Tires last longer.
Traction, hydroplaning, smooth ride.
Better product.
That's right.
Better product.
Better
today.
product, yeah.
Absolutely. So what else is going on in Batesville, Arkansas that you need to share? You had a beautiful happy birthday week. You said you celebrated all last week.
Got a brand new community center opened. It's just, people are just pouring into that.
Yes,
it's just, you know, and all the naysayers are saying, well, that's really working, isn't it? You know,
and it is really working.
Really a real asset. They've had, every week there's a big event going on there.
Sure.
And we didn't have room for that before,
right.
You know? Swimming events, had a wrestling event. They were parked all the way to my house almost.
Is that
they had
right?
so many people in there.
Yes, sir.
You know, who knew wrestling would be so popular?
Yes, sir. But it is.
It is, that's right. And just lots of things going on. Water Carnival's coming up in September. That's the oldest festival in the state.
Yes, sir.
Folks,
it draws a crowd.
Get out and see the vendors and have a little barbecue and watch the parade and all kinds of things going on.
There are things happening in Batesville, Arkansas, and more when you talk about the You talk about what I call a convention center. It's a big convention center, and even Ben and his family have used the aquatics part, and came from Newport. Lots of folks from Newport come from Searcy. They come from up north, come from miles around to take advantage.
Well, there's
of
nothing
what's
like
offered.
that within 75 miles
correct.
of us
That is
anymore.
correct.
And not even in Jonesboro is there that
Not
kind
like
of
that.
facility.
No, sir. No, sir. Something to be proud of.
That's right.
Something to be
we
very
are, and use it, folks.
Absolutely.
And as a matter of fact, I show you my membership card. I showed the mayor last night. See, look at that. It even has my picture on it.
You are a member. You are a member.
All I have to do is go in and swipe the card and go on in and
Take a dip. And
take a dip or walk on the track.
Yeah. Yes, sir. How do you get those memberships?
Just go out there to the front desk and
Sign like a member.
Sign up.
Sign up. Yes, sir.
You can buy 1 month membership, 2 month card, 3 month, or a year.
Really? Okay.
It's a lot less if you buy a year.
Sure.
And that's what my wife and I did, and now you just swipe the card and go on in,
Yes,
fall in the pool. They've got a hot tub, folks, that you wouldn't believe.
Oh, I didn't know
Get in there and
that.
soak.
Yeah.
Get these old 75-year-old bones working again.
Do you feel any different than you did when you were 74 and 364 days old?
No.
Don't feel any different?
No, not a bit. Maybe better.
Good deal.
Maybe better. Maybe
deal.
better. I'm always happy to have another birthday, folks, because I'm still here.
John Kent, my friend, happy birthday to you, sir. Happy belated birthday, but happy birthday nonetheless.
Now, if you can't pay for all of that, folks, we've got credit plans. You can drive away with time to pay.
At Kent's Firestone
Come
in Batesville.
see us.
Out and try. How are you,
I'm
sir?
good. I'm good, thanks, sir.
Good regular handshake for the day, and it's a Friday, and it's a hot scorcher out.
It's a tad swampy.
Yeah, swampy's a good word.
Just a tad
It's a
swampy.
tad. Matter of fact, I wish you'd have brought your little device on. Where is the device? Somebody bring us the
Hey,
device.
Brandon, go back and
where's
get
the
my
device?
little-
We want the device. Our little gun. It's okay. We'll just continue on.
yeah.
You have a new toy that's actually.
I love it. It's all about toys.
If you point it toward my head now, I really think that it would be a little.
You are sweating.
Yeah. I don't know why. I think I'm nervous about
You're
the
nervous
interview.
about interviews. That's what it is. Eventually, over time, you lose the stage fright and you become almost confident in anything you do.
You think I still
Give it some
got the
time.
fright?
It'll eventually.
It's gonna
you'll
work
get
out for
there.
me?
One of these days.
This is Dr. Gavin McDowell. We're at Customized Vision Care in the Village Mall in Newport. And if you have horrible vision and you want it corrected, he can help.
I can, unless you get some of the cases where you can't. Thank you, sir.
And there are some cases where you can. What is it?
Dude, like 84 degrees. It was
84. Now point to the air conditioner, please, sir. What's it got up there?
58.
58 up there. Why are we not doing the interview up there? What's the camera doing?
So I just fried the whole film. Yeah. The system doesn't work
It
anymore.
doesn't work.
We'll got to do this all over again when you get back and find out it didn't work.
Yes, sir. Vision is our thing,
Yes.
would you say? How
I
do we
would-
correct vision?
Well,
Bad vision.
there's a lot of different ways. No, lenses.
Okay.
Lenses and surgery sometimes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've been through a little both of that.
Even visual therapy. There's things.
Visual therapy.
Visual therapy. Yes, sir. Just like any other muscle of the body, there's
Never
muscles
heard
of it.
of it.
Really?
Visual therapy.
Yes,
Tell me about
sir.
it.
Well, look at it this way. It's mostly kids.
Okay.
Because in that malleable age,
Okay.
we can change things in the visual system. And the great thing about it is that a lot of the things can be worked with muscles to make things different. Because the things that make your vision clear
Okay.
is eyes working properly together,
Okay.
meaning being yoked. They got to work properly together, give great tandem use of both eyes.
Okay.
And then on top of that, there's muscles within the eye that control lens. There's a lens inside of our eye that's shaped kind of like a disc plow, and the muscles are attached all around the edge of this lens, and the muscles can constrict and pull that lens to be flat
Okay.
or relax and let it be fat.
Okay.
And that change in that shape of that lens will change your focus. So it's either at a distance or up close. Is you change, kind of like a pirate's telescope. You got to get that.
I got you.
right
Yeah.
thing. So that kind of works in the same manner. But there are some times where the muscles aren't. Not that they're not developed well enough. They don't have the right tonicity. Is that?
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
not trying to
that's
talk over
logical.
ahead or anything.
Yeah,
but
that's logical.
you got to tone them up. You got
Sure.
you got to do literally, there is an exercise called pencil push-ups that I'll have kids do. Basically, you just get a pencil and bring it in until it's blurry, hold it there, and push it back.
Really?
Yeah, and it'll help build up the muscles, and also helps build the muscles to pull the eyes in and keep them, together. What's called stereopsis, and then or fusion, and then the muscles that work to keep it clear. Yeah, and sometimes we can work kids out of glasses.
Wow.
Now, the problem with that is some people can actually read, the research that this is based off of and think, oh, well, I can work myself out of glasses. I'm a 58-year-old man who I can't see up close anymore. Must be a muscle problem. No, brother, that's something totally different.
Yeah, it's not muscle.
That's called birthdays. And
Yes, exactly right.
That's going to totally change. But there are some people who can work vision therapy. Some kids can't. And actually, there's a few practices in the general area close to us that are dedicated visual therapy specialists.
Never knew that.
Yeah.
I never. Hope our audience knew that.
I seriously doubt it.
I doubt it. But visual therapy.
Yes,
and I
sir.
love the part about the pencil and well, you have speech therapy and you have physical therapy and I like that.
Yeah, there's sometimes that glasses aren't the fix, and if it's not the fix, I'm going to tell you it ain't the fix. We'll get you the person.
I will say this, and I say this sincerely because you've been my eye doctor for a long, long time, and you tell it like it is. I mean, you just say,
Yeah.
here's what we can do, and here's what we can't do, and this is going to work, and this is not going to work, regardless of what you think, Dr. Black, because you've been on Google.
Yeah. Oh.
You've been on Google, Dr. Black.
Well, I've had some experiences of that here lately. If you come in and tell me you looked at your symptoms on Google or WebMD,
And know what it is.
your bill just doubled. I'll tell you right now.
I mean, there's information out there, but it's not like getting a professional opinion from a guy who's had some training.
You know what? I know a thing or two, and I'll be frankly honest. And I'm going to give it a little overshare here. Had a patient very recently came in and had done some reading.
Sure.
And actually, to their account, had read everything there was to know about this particular problem.
Okay.
And while part of their argument and debate was sound, it was about 10% of the overall problem and fix. And so it basically made their issue going to be much worse if we went that way.
Right.
And so, I spent a large part of my time trying to explain to them why they were wrong.
Right.
And I don't want to do that. But, this person I'm speaking of is in the medical field as well.
Sure.
He's not a doctor like me.
Right.
He's not a real doctor like me. But anyway, in the medical field. And so it was one of those things where I know what I know.
Right.
But I also know which pools not to pee in.
Sure.
I have patients come in here all the time with diabetes, high blood pressure, a lot of things that may not necessarily affect vision, but can affect the health of the eye. And I tell each and every one of them as clearly as I can, listen, your blood pressure's up, or I'm seeing signs your blood sugar is up. Mm-hmm. Or I ask them, what's your most recent blood sugar reading, or what's your last A1C? If it's not right, I'll tell them, well, that's a bit high. But don't listen to me. You go listen to your PCP or your endocrinologist, whoever is watching that,
Right.
Because I don't want to pee in my pool.
Right.
I'm not going to pee in theirs.
That's right.
But it's like I say, I know what I know, but I've been around long enough to know what I don't know.
Well, and I'll say this about what's on Google or whatever, and I mean it's just basically it's a set of rules. And I think you told me one time a long time ago that when you start looking at symptoms, if one person out of 10 million had this particular symptom, then it becomes a symptom on Google.
Oh, yeah.
I mean that's one.
That I think is more to the point of medication side effects, and
Right.
I very recently had another patient I was having to talk to about how they were experiencing a side effect with a new medication they were using. So therefore, I can't use that medication or any other medication in that family like that again. And I said, what kind of pie do you like? And they were like, I like chocolate.
Chocolate, me too.
Well, what pie do you not like? She said, mincemeat. I'm like, okay, so if the first pie you ever tasted was mincemeat, you probably would never eat another pie again in your life.
That's right.
You respond differently to different things. But to go back to your point, the side effects thing. During those trials, when a new drug comes out, they have to go through extensive trials.
Right.
And during those clinical trials, if one person has a symptom of anything, they have to report it.
Yeah.
Now, you have to understand also a lot of these new medications that come out, there are older people who are going to be in this group.
In the group.
Some of these people are very old and pass away during the trial.
Right.
Guess what a side effect is on almost every medication?
I have no idea.
Death.
Death.
Death is almost a universal side effect. You know, and watch TV tonight. I guarantee you will see a commercial for a new medication. One of the side effects will be, and even death.
And even death. Yeah.
Even death.
Yeah, side effects. Well, it's coming. That death thing. I mean, it's coming. Regardless if your eyes are good or not.
Amen. My job is to make sure you're seeing well now, so that way you can prepare for the next.
I look at that a couple of ways. You know, if you're in that particular situation, you probably save yourself a little money on what you have to spend at the doctor's office to get good professional training.
That's true.
But on the other hand, you're not seeing real well.
Yeah, not fantastic.
Not really
not
well.
Fantastic.
So how's the summer going for you? Everything going good?
It's busy.
Business is busy.
Busy. Yeah, business is busy, life's busy, everything's busy,
Good
which
deal.
I like. I mean, busy is a good problem to have.
We're located in the Newport Village Mall, and we appreciate all those who do business with us. And if you don't have someone that you trust or that you feel comfortable with, or you need to change, or you just need your initial evaluation, come see Dr. Gavin McDowell in the Village Mall.
I double dog dare you.
You are the best. You are the best, my friend.
I'm in my mind.
Hey, tell me how hot I am now, please, sir.
Hold on. I'll give you your chakra dot. 88.
88 and out the
He's
gate.
nervous still.
88 and out the gate. Dr. Gavin McDowell at Customized Vision Care. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
St. Michael's Place in beautiful Newport, Arkansas. Jay Cox, Miss Rita Hill. And Jay Cox, we have a new administrator here, Miss Hill, and just introduce her and tell me a little bit about her, and then I'll talk with her and let her tell me a lot about her.
That'll work. That'll work. It's good to be here. Good to have you, David, and Ben behind the camera today. And we're just excited about what's going on at St. Michael's Place. Lots of things happening this summer. We had a little bit of cooler weather this week, and it's always good for the fishing. Anyway.
Absolutely.
Anyway, we're glad to have Miss Rita Hill with us, and she's from Heber Springs, Arkansas. She's our new administrator. Tell you what, she's shaping things up. Now, she looks pretty and sweet here, sitting here with us, but don't let that fool you. She's the general around here.
Right.
But all jokes aside, we're glad to have her, and we'll just let Miss Rita tell you everything about herself.
Good deal. Good deal.
What's going on?
All right, Miss Rita, tell us a little bit about you, about growing up. And he mentioned Heber Springs. Tell us about that family, so on and so forth.
I am from Heber Springs. Lived there all my life. Beautiful God's country.
Yes.
Have the river and the lake. Been in the nursing home business for about 16 years.
Wow.
Prior to that, I worked for the health department and did a lot of hospice for the state of Arkansas. I am a Christian. I'm married, have 3 girls. My husband and I own our own business.
Okay.
He travels all over the state and out of the state. I'm glad to be here at St. Michael's. Wonderful, wonderful team here. We have made some changes, some good changes, some positive changes. We have some ways to go, but we're certainly getting there. Census seems to be picking up, and we certainly need census. We want to do the right thing for the right reason. I always say, if you do things right and you're kind to people, the rest of it will come.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I know you got to have a vision, and you have a vision when you come in here, and talk a little bit about, not necessarily where you are, but where you expect to go. Where do you expect to go with St. Michael's Place?
Well, we expect St. Michael's Place to be the #1 nursing home in the Jackson County and the Newport area.
Good.
That's my expectation. That's my expectation. Yes.
You have great experience. Talk a little bit about that experience and what that, and Jay says the general, and in any business,
Sure.
you got to have somebody at the top who is in charge. And if you're in charge and you're making decisions, and a lot of times you do have to make tough decisions, but talk about the day-to-day operation of what you have to do in this business.
Okay. Well, the day-to-day operations is really a whole lot of the team effort.
Okay.
I can't do anything without a good team. And, you're only as good as your team. So the team pretty much that I have here, they know what their jobs are. They know how to do their jobs. They're very good at doing their jobs. And so I kind of just cohese us all together and make sure we're all on the same page and the same vision.
And when you have that vision, you look at that vision and you come in and you've only been here a few months, but overall, how's it going? What do you think? I mean, where are we?
Things are going good. We're very blessed.
Good
Very
deal.
blessed.
Good deal. I know it does take a lot of teamwork, and you got to tell me about your relationship with this guy over here, Jay Cox. He's
Jay's
still
a
here.
good guy. What can I say? He is a good guy. He works hard. He's certainly prominent in the community, and I appreciate that. I'm certainly trying to get out there and get my feet wet in the community. I've picked a local doctor here and picked a dentist already and looking for an eye doctor. So getting out there, getting around and meeting some folks, and hopefully if anyone in the area would need rehab care, would need a memory unit, they'll certainly stop by and visit with us, come take a tour. We'll do whatever we can to help them.
Yeah, I think, Jay and I have talked a lot on the program about we just want a chance. We just want a chance. We want a chance to show our facility off.
You bet.
And I think once you come into our facility, if you haven't been in here in a long, long time, I think you'll find it a very beautiful place, and it's well maintained, and like you say, the crew is good. And
yes,
we invite you to give us a chance and let us try to earn your business.
Sure. When you put all the experience together here from the team, there's a lot of years of experience here.
Rita Hill, we appreciate you being in Newport, Arkansas.
I appreciate you.
Hope you're here for a long, long time. Great place to be. I've always said if I was ever going to move from Newport, Arkansas, the place I'd want to go would be Heber Springs. I wouldn't want to go Heber Springs. So two good places for you, and welcome to Newport.
Thank you.
Okay, let's continue on more of our show. Peggy Pierce at White River Area Agency on Aging joins us to talk a little bit about Medicare. And first of all, welcome back to the program.
Thank you. It's been a while.
It has been a while, but good to see you again. We're going to talk Medicare, but first of all, before we get into what we want to talk about, tell us, Miss Peggy, the difference, because a lot of us, we get a little confused, the difference between Medicare and Medicaid.
There is a lot of confusion. Medicare is the federal health insurance program that most people have worked and paid into so that when they get to retirement, they qualify for the health insurance called Medicare. Usually when you turn 65 or if you've been on a disability 24 months, you qualify for Medicare. Medicaid are the programs that you qualify for by income. They have income and asset criteria. Those people that are low income. Sometimes there are health requirements, sometimes age, depending on the Medicaid. And there are several categories of Medicaid, which is confusing too.
Yeah, there's no doubt when you speak about it just in public with people and they talk about Medicare, Medicaid, and they might, get one of them confused with the other, be talking about Medicare when they think they're talking about Medicaid.
When you ask them if they have Medicaid, a lot of times they will say yes, but they're talking about Medicare because the majority of the people do have Medicare.
Right.
Like I said, the Medicaid is something that you have to apply for here through the Department of Human Services, and they're all income asset based.
We're going to talk about Medicare and something very, very important this time of year, and we've got some information to pass along that we think everybody needs to be interested in.
This time of the year, this is going to run during September. Next month, we start what's called Medicare Part D open enrollment, which means that piece of Medicare that covers prescription drugs, the Part D part, they have an open enrollment time each year from October 15th through December 7th. That people can look at the plans that are available that year. During the year, your medicines may have changed or the plans may have changed. These companies, a lot of different insurance companies sell these plans, and some of them sell more than one plan.
Sure.
Some of them have a deductible, some of them don't. Some of them, they all have a premium. So each year, if your medicines have changed or your plan's going to change, you might want to come in, make an appointment with us, and let us look up your medications, and it'll pull up the cost under all these different plans, so you can kind of see what's the lowest cost for you for what you take. If you've never signed up for one, this is the time of the year that you can enroll in a plan. If you have waited past your initial time, you'll be charged a little penalty. But it is the time that if you've decided you want to get into a plan, you can, or you can make a change to your plan. So,
the medicine part, I mean, and we talked about, and that changes year to year.
it does.
It could be, it is confusing for us. We need some expert help. That's what we do. We lead, guide, direct in this. Tell us a little bit about the process if somebody's wanting to get some information from us. How do we go about doing that?
Sure. Actually, we cover 10 counties. In each of those 10 counties, the care manager is going to plan an enrollment event during that open enrollment time, and it'll be advertised on our Facebook page, on our web page. They will, get the word out to the public and they will set up somewhere with computers. They'll have 4 or 5 people there, and people can come in during that. Hopefully we'll just have a day set up in each county that people can bring their medications and their Medicare card, and we can help them look up those medicines that they take and help them get an idea. We don't tell them take this plan or take that plan. We say, here's the information, and then they can make an educated decision as to which plan they want. And the companies have what's called their formulary, which means they have to provide drugs in like we'll just say diabetic drugs or high blood pressure drugs or whatever. So they decide which category they put which medicine in, which tier they call it.
Okay. So
that's called their formulary, and then when you enter your medications, it'll kind of tell you, the cost, which tier. If you're taking a medicine in a tier 1, it might be a lot more expensive than something that's in a tier 2.
Right.
But then anyway, we can kind of look it up on that web page and print it off for them. They can look it up. If they can't come to that enrollment event, they can call our office in the county of their residence, and they will make them an appointment.
Okay.
And bring the Medicare card, the medicines, and they can do it in office and help them.
Coming in is just as important as the clinic itself. But the most important thing is to get the information to you. And we've said on this program a lot about maybe you're sitting there and you're not one who qualifies, but maybe your parents or your grandparents do, and you know that these dates are coming up. You might need to give us a little help here with your relatives.
If you're happy with the plan you have, it's paying well on your medicines, and you don't want to make any changes, you don't have to do anything. There's a little confusion there too. People see that on TV and they think, I got to do something.
Right.
You don't. If you're happy with what you got, you can just let that roll on. Some people keep the same plan for ever,
Right, sure.
But it's that time. This is the time of the year if you want to look at the options, you certainly can do that.
And tell us again when the enrollment period ends, when it starts and when it ends.
It starts October 15th and it will go through December 7th.
Okay, so it's very important dates.
And we emphasize that time because they can make those changes, but we also offer assistance through the year. When people just go on Medicare, they don't have to wait till that open enrollment because there are always people aging into Medicare. So if during the year you're becoming eligible for Medicare, you can call our office, set up an appointment with the care manager, and she will help you learn all the pieces of Medicare when you're new to that field, because it's a little confusing. Like you said, if you don't talk about it every day, you've got the A, which is hospital and inpatient. You've got B, which is the doctor and outpatient piece of Medicare. Medicare doesn't pay everything. Most people want to look at a supplement, which you have to talk to an agent about. And then there's the prescription drug plan. And then there are also the health and drug plans. The health and Advantage plans they're called.
Right.
So that's a little different way to get your Medicare covered. And all that's, unless you talk about that every day, and we do get some training, the senior health office in Little Rock comes and gives our people training every year on the updates. Unless you deal with that every day, Medicare is real confusing when you first go on.
Absolutely.
So care manager can sit down with you, help you look at all the pieces of it, and make sure you understand what you need when you start going on to Medicare.
White River Area Agency on Aging will make it a lot more simple for you.
We'll make it painless.
We'll make it painless. We appreciate you taking time to join us,
Thank
Ms.
you.
Peggy. And it's great information, and don't just remember those dates; those are important. White River Area Agency on Aging. We're at Unity Health, the Harris Medical Center in Newport, and we get to visit with new doctors from time to time. We have a new doctor today, Lindsay Hermits. Welcome to our program.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys having me.
Well, you're quite welcome. Tell us, first of all, a little bit about you. Tell us where you grew up. Tell us about education.
All right. Well, my name is Lindsay Hermits. I'm originally from South Alabama in a little town called Fairhope. And I did my training in Alabama as well at the Alabama College of Osteopathic Medicine, and came to Searcy for residency, and I'm coming here to Newport for our residence clinic every Thursday afternoon.
Wow, congratulations.
Thanks.
Hey, let me ask you this, and I ask everybody that I interview, and I mean, becoming a doctor takes a lot of training. I mean, it takes a lot of training, takes a lot of time to do that. You're in internal medicine. Talk to me a little bit about, number one, what internal medicine is, and number two, why did you pick internal medicine? Why did you want to become a doctor?
Sure. You know, I actually originally didn't want to become a doctor. I wanted to study languages.
Really?
Yes, yeah. I was doing that, and at the same time, I was, you know, studying my foreign languages and taking things like the nature of cancer and
Absolutely.
disease in the human body. So I was always very interested in medicine, and over the years, I discovered that was really a lot more my passion. And there was never really any one particular aspect of medicine that was really the main draw for me. I kind of liked everything.
Okay.
Which worked out well for me going into internal medicine, because internal medicine is a very broad spectrum,
Okay.
primary care type field. You know, we see a little bit of everything, both inpatient and outpatient. So we see people in the hospital for, you know, whatever disease, whatever problem might bring them in, and then afterwards we can see them in our clinics as well. So we get to treat the chronic things as well, and be the dependable doctor for you.
Okay, and you talk about, give me an example, give me some examples of some chronic
So we're
chronic
talking things
that
like diabetes, you know, we're talking things like managing your blood pressure, if you have a thyroid problem, things that, you know, a lot of people out there really have, and it's kind of a very common problem, and even some of the more uncommon things as well. But, you know, we like to see everybody and try and make sure everything is working together properly, that you're on the right collection of medications, that you're on the right combination of things, just so that you can kind of manage things properly without having too much interaction between your medications, between your different problems. So a little bit of everything.
All right, I've got to ask you this. Tell me how a young lady from Alabama gets to Newport, Arkansas. That's what I want to know.
You know, you look at a lot of places when you're looking for a residency, which is, you know, where you do your after you graduate medical school, you know, you're doing your last few years of training.
Sure.
You know, you look at a couple things. You look at where you want to live. You look at where you're going to get good education. And those are really the two big factors. And when I was looking around, you know, I went to Arkansas, and I really liked the area a lot. It was a big draw. People were so incredibly nice to me here. You know, it was just a lovely area. And then, you know, on top of that, you know, I kept hearing that, you know, we had such a great range of things that we got to see here, and we had some wonderful doctors that could help train us for the next round.
Well, Unity Health, Harris Medical Center, no doubt has a great addition, and you come in here, and we welcome you here. We're glad you're here, and tell me about hours of operation for you. You're not here a lot, but you're here some. And what are the times that you're here?
Well, you know, I'm here in Newport on Thursday afternoons. I'm here from 1 to 5.
Okay.
You know, I'd be happy to have any new patients that we're able to take, and that is pretty much the only day of the week I'm able to come right now. But we do have other residents coming other days too.
Absolutely.
Well.
Yeah, it's a good program that they have here at Unity Health at the Harris Medical Center. Lindsay Hermits, it's always my pleasure to get to interview the new folks and welcome them to Newport, Arkansas. And welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All righty, let's continue on with more of our show. Unity Health Harris Medical Clinic, and we're joined by Dr. Randy Cooper. My friend, good to see you, sir.
Yeah, thanks for having me today.
Tell me a little bit about Dr. Randy Cooper.
Well, I'm born and bred in the state of Tennessee. I grew up mostly in the Chattanooga, Cleveland, Tennessee area. Went to medical school in Tennessee as well at the Buss School of Osteopathic Medicine. After there, obviously I'm here now in Arkansas, and I've enjoyed the journey so far.
Well, let me ask you this, and we always ask this, and I think it's real important to know. Tell me why you wanted to become a doctor and when you wanted to become a doctor. How did that work out for you?
Well, I'll tell you, for me, I was on definitely a totally different path prior to coming to wanting to be a physician. Before going to medical school, I worked as a pharmaceutical sales rep with Johnson & Johnson.
Wow.
I did that for 6 years, and it was just the interaction with doctors every day that really kind of sparked my interest into going into medicine. And so 4 years ago, I decided I would go ahead and try my hand at medicine. So been a good journey so far.
So you obviously, you're out, you're working, you're making a living, and you have to have I guess you would call that a career change.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So it's been quite good for you. Now tell me where all you've been as far as the medicine workplace.
All right. Well, yeah. Started off again in medical school in Tennessee. Did most of my clinical rotations in Tennessee as well. Okay. And as we're done with the 4th year of medical school, we start to look for places to really do our residency training. And so I looked at Arkansas and interviewed with a couple of the program directors at Unity Health, and really felt at ease, felt welcomed. And so I decided to come on to Arkansas to do my residency training.
Tell me a little bit about internal medicine as far as why you pick internal medicine as opposed to something else. Why internal medicine?
Yeah, the thing about internal medicine to me is that it is such a broad discipline to go into. I mean, we see anything from heart disease to diabetes, and we mainly see adults. And so just the broad nature of internal medicine really sparked my interest.
Family? Have family with?
Yes, I'm married. I have 2 children. I have a 9-year-old and a 2-year-old. And my wife, she's going to be a teacher down in Searcy at Southwest Medical School.
Absolutely.
And she's excited to get started as well.
Wow. Well, welcome to Newport, Arkansas. Welcome to Unity Health, the Harris Medical Center. It's we like having new doctors. Hope you come in, get great training, and hope you would stay a lifetime. My friend, good to see you, sir, and welcome to Newport, Arkansas.
Thanks for having me.
Dr. Randy Cooper from Tennessee said he liked the Tennessee Volunteers somewhat, but he's going to learn to love the Razorbacks as we go.
All right, everybody, welcome to our 2017 Watermelon Eating Contest. All righty. 1, 2, 3, go!
We have seen it. We have seen the finals of the watermelon eating contest. Many years we've been doing this, and you're the champ again.
4 years in a row. 4 years in a row.
Yeah, tell me about that.
It's getting a little tougher each year. I'm here to say it's getting just a little bit tougher. Jordan, this is her first year in it. This is actually our 7th annual watermelon eating contest. I think this is Jordan's first one. Little Allie's first one. So, what did y'all think about the watermelon eating contest?
I actually really liked it. Oh, the watermelon was good, but I'm like extremely full right now. I don't think I could eat anything the rest of the day.
I know that this lady, and you are the tri-time defending champ, 4-time defending champ, whatever it is, you can eat a lot of watermelon, girl.
I can eat a lot of watermelon. I love watermelon, but I probably won't want any more after today for like a while.
We're at Lindley Healthcare and Rehab in Newport, and we do this each and every year. You said the 7th annual. It's a good time to get the residents out, to let them do a little activity. It's a big activity for them. They get to eat watermelon. We're excited about being at Lindley.
We always like to have a lot of fun around here at Lindley. We pretty much think of every kind of excuse we can think of to have fun and be outside in the summertime. We love for our residents to come out in the courtyard. We love for our family members and friends to come out and hang out with us. It's just a lot of fun being here at Lindley.
Well, we encourage folks, if you have questions about Lindley, you're welcome to come by and visit with us, and we'll answer all the questions.
That's right. Come by, take a tour, come out and see our home that we love so dearly and we're so proud of. We're just Lindley. We love to have fun.
Well, we do, no doubt about it, and we kind of missed the last couple of months being on TV, but we had interviews and such, but we're back in full swing. We're ready to go.
We're ready to go. Lots of more fun times at Lindley.
Congratulations to all of y'all, and congratulations to you, because it says Little Queen right there on her head.
She's our little queen.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you, David.